Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing environmental impact assessments. These are often associated with real estate developments here in Thailand, not unlike environmental impact assessments that occur in development projects in other jurisdictions. For example, the United States, depending on where you're located, may or may not require a rather in-depth EIA. And for that reason, it's a good idea to kind of have at least a working knowledge of how this works. Here in Thailand, there are some specific issues associated with this, and a fine point was brought to my attention on this in an article from the Phuket News. That's phuketnews.com. Article is titled Real Estate Market in Phuket, Pros and Cons. Again, that's Real Estate Market in Phuket, Pros and Cons. Really good article here, a lot of information in this article, and it's quite a long article. It's very lengthy, got a lot of insight in it. Urge those who are watching this video, go ahead and check that out, because we're just going to be quoting a tiny excerpt here. Quoting directly, another point investors should be aware of is that any development has to be approved by an environmental impact assessment before the beginning of construction. But that does not stop developers from marketing units already. Changes in legislation or unforeseen problems on the land can lead to changes, delays, or even full construction freeze. And that's a good point this article brings up. Again, when buying off plan, when buying something that's yet to be developed here in Thailand, with respect to real estate development, with respect to a property purchase, it's a really, really good idea to go ahead and do one's due diligence. In my opinion, it's a good idea to go ahead and contact a legal professional who's got some insight and guidance into how these things work. It's got some insight and guidance into the inner workings of the market itself. And perhaps there can be some due diligence be done on the developer themselves, sort of their history, whether they have no history whatsoever, whether they have extensive history. They do have extensive history of doing developments in Thailand, whether or not they have a good reputation, etc. Because making property purchases, especially those that are still under construction or have yet to go under construction, I find that a lot of Westerners especially tend to make a lot of presumptions or assumptions about how things work in Thailand because that's how things work in their home country. But then they come to Thailand and they come to find out, well, it actually doesn't work quite the same way here in Thailand as it worked where they come from. And for this reason, they can find themselves falling into some serious pitfalls. So again, probably a good idea if you're looking to purchase property or you're looking into the Thai property market to go ahead and contact a legal professional before making any irrevocable decisions, especially with respect to making fund transfers associated with any sort of commitment to the project, because due diligence is always a good idea, and it's always a good idea that it be done sooner rather than later.